So I'm going to take you outside and we'll head up toward my apartment. The building here actually has I think it's 4 floors, so there's actually residents above, and down in the basement is there's storage and a laundry facility and things down there. But this is the entryway here. So coming outside, the tram stop for Beckenhof is right out here in front. This is the Stampenbachstraße, and we have to walk this way to get to the apartment. So this is the building here. I can't get a very good angle of it. So this is like time-lapse photography. I've now walked about a half a block down the street here, so we should be able to get to the apartment in less than a minute. I'll just turn around and see if I can see the building any better. Yeah, so the building right there where that woman is our office building. And again, this is our street, Stampenbach. There's a park across the street there too. And a restaurant down there, and quite a lot of things as we keep going down the street. So I've come down a little bit farther. I'm going to make a turn here and go and take a look over the side. This is looking out on the Limmat River. So this is, you can see our elevation here is a little bit higher. And there's the Marriott Hotel, and this Limmat River, I'll show you more about that later. And then the mountain up there in the background is Uetliberg. You can actually take a train all the way up to the top there. You can see there's a place up there where there's an observatory, and you can look down over Zurich and down over Lake Zurich, and you see the Alps from up there too. So, okay, going back out to Stampenbachstraße. So, this is one of the trams going by. Now I actually have to cross the street and climb those stairs over there across the street. So here are the stairs. So you can see here we're at the intersection of Stampenbach, Beckenhof, and Obstgarten. That Obstgarten is like a tree garden, I think is what that means, like the word forest almost. This is when it starts getting a little tough. Okay, so you get to the top of the stairs and you still got to climb a hill. Okay, now I made it to the top of the hill, and again there's the Marriott Hotel. And now we just come up this way, and we have to turn the corner. Okay, so we're coming around the corner, and we have to make a right on the next street. So now we're at Obstgarten and Steinheitsweg. That's another hill I have to climb. Okay, so I made it to the top of the hill, and now this is my street, Weinbergstraße. It goes down this way. And this other street going up the hill over there is Sonnigstraße. So you see some of the buildings that are on that street, and then this building over here is mine. And you can see at the first floor there's several shops, and there's a cafe and a hairstylist and a nail salon and a kiosk and a disco bar, and there's even a florist. So now I've crossed the street. Actually, I'm standing in the middle of the street, and again, this is my building here. I don't know if you can see it. Down the hill here is sort of the view of downtown. And across the street, there goes another tram. Across the street is the Turkish embassy. And we have armed guards there 24 hours a day. And back over here, this is the florist. And the entrance to my building. So you have the entryway here now to my building. You can take the stairs, or you can take a lift. The lifts are very small. Oops. You can see on for third floor, third Stock is third floor, you can see EIG there, and that's the name of the apartment. And here's the lift. Oh, there I am filming. So we're on the third floor, and there is no door on the lift, and it's really small. So you just ride up, and stoßen is push. And then you end up again at the EIG door. And so, walk into the apartment. Have a few closets here in the hallway. This is one of the lights that G. MacArthur installed for me in the hallway. We come in, of course the bathroom's over here. It's all been real modernized and real nice. And you come in, this door here, I don't know, it always stays open. Over the left here is kind of the place where I have kind of like a kitchen table. There's another one of the lights that Jim MacArthur installed. Here's my kitchen, such as it is. This on the right is the refrigerator. Nothing in it except water and ketchup, so because I just got back. But again, it's all pretty modern, kind of small, but it's all very modern. And out there you see the balcony. This is a really comfortable chair, really comfortable bed. I built this closet here, actually with Bruce's help, so that's another wardrobe thing. And then we built this entertainment center. TV is kind of small, but you know, I don't watch much TV here, so most of it's in German. And then the couch, and then you're back. So it's all one room, but and it's decorated in my black and blue style. And so there you have it. Pretty functional. And then we go outside, and these are all my neighbors over here in these buildings. The sun's shining on that way, so it's going to be kind of glary. But again, you can see, if I zoom in, you can see that there's that mountain Uetliberg again that I can see from here, and the lake is just not visible behind those trees. You can see the river and the lake, and again, this is the street running down there. So that's my balcony. And back into the kitchen. And then maybe we'll go downtown. I'll show you some of downtown Zurich. Okay, so there's the lifts again. And I'm going to go ahead and take the stairs. It's better. Somebody got flowers. This is the other door that leads out to the back side of the building. And I guess we can go that way. It's one of the trams. Anyway, this is the street that leads up to the university, going that direction. And this direction, past all the recycle bins, takes us back down. If you go down that street, straight across over there, takes you back to the office. All over town there's these little fountains like this one, and this one unfortunately is not working because of they've been doing some construction. Basically, it's just a little guy that pees into these two fish, and then it goes into this bowl. But you know, there are just all over about every, I don't know, every block or so there's a fountain. So I'm heading back down the hill toward the office. It's a little bit overcast today, a little cloudy. So, and just coming around the corner. I'm like fast forwarding this thing. And then finally the last little hill here that takes us down to Stampenbachstrasse. Not only is this a little steep, but the last little bit of it is a staircase. That's the Marriott Hotel again. And here's the staircase. Okay, so instead of going to the office, I'm gonna go down downtown, and I'm turning and taking the stairs down. This is just a staircase that leads down a couple of streets. Toward the river. You can kind of see the river over there. Okay, I've come down the stairs and I've crossed the street. I'm actually standing right out in front of the Marriott here. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll go this way. I don't know which way I'm going. All I know is I'm talking to myself and everybody's looking at me kind of funny. This is the beginning of Limit Kai restaurant, or Limit Kai. This is the front door of the Marriott right here. And I'm going to cross the street and go over here. So the way this works is, this is a little path that's going down the Limmat River. And as long as you're in one of these yellow crosswalks, everybody's supposed to stop for you, but it doesn't always happen. So it's Saturday morning, it's a little early, and I guess maybe not everybody's out. This is an old castle across the river. It's actually been turned into a museum, and it rained a lot last night. The river was a little bit full. There's a dam just past this bridge over here, and they control the height of the river and the height of the lake with this dam that's just on the other side of this thing. Anyway, there's this path that runs along the river, and it's one of my favorite places to walk. And so now I'm heading down toward the lake, toward downtown. You can actually swim in this river, and there's places like over here where there's steps that lead right down to the water. So people sometimes do swim in this. It's really clean water apparently. And there's swans and things. There's a lot of fish in this lake. This is the river. There's a lot of fish and things in it too. Another view of the castle. And off in the distance you can see that church that's got the two steeples on it. It's a real famous landmark in the city of Zurich. Okay, now this large building here is the Hauptbahnhof. It's the main train station in Zurich, and it goes all the way down and actually quite a bit farther down there. So I'm just not crossing over the Limmat River. Again, that's where I came from. Over there's the Marriott. And this is looking toward downtown and back up where that tram is there. That's going up toward our office on the other street. One of the things is the train station has a mall underneath, and there's shopping here pretty much 7 days a week. And it's because it's underground, it's you know, if the weather's bad or whatever, it's easy to go down here and get stuff. So I'm just going to go through the mall to get to the other side of the street. So here I go. So I'm coming up out of the mall now, coming up on the other side and into the train station. This is a really big space inside. And it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. The place is really crowded. It's always crowded here. All the trains are straight in front of me. And over here's where you buy the tickets. Most all the trains are electric here, so it's actually really quite quiet given the number of trains. And this is some of the schedules. Here and exit out the far side. They have this big empty space here is used a lot of times. They have different things here. They have sometimes they have a farmer's market. Sometimes they have other things. During the Olympics, they had a big Olympic thing here where you could watch the Olympics on a large screen TV. In the summertime, they turn this area into a cinema, and you can watch movies and things. So there's just all sorts of things that they can do here. And you see there's little restaurants and things along the side, and stores and shops. People a lot of times just sit outside and at these tables and kind of watch the world go by. Actually made a right turn, and I'm coming out the side. That's straight in front of me is a street called Bahnhofstrasse. Bahnhofstrasse is where all these major stores are, like Chanel and Gucci, and you know, it's kind of like a Rodeo Drive almost. There's a lot of construction right now, but they've been tearing up the street, so this fence and everything here is kind of temporary. And this tram stop station over here is still not open. It's very close to being finished though. This is a really beautiful fountain when it's running, and right now it's not running. So, but probably I guess less than a month away from being finished. And there's also a McDonald's here. This is what Bruce hates, is that I sometimes don't eat at the nice restaurants. So Bahnhofstrasse, there's no cars allowed on this street, only trams, and there's just like a lot of people that walk around here whenever, well, all the time basically, unless the stores are closed. Sometimes at night I'll come down here and it won't be so crowded. They also decorate this street at Christmas time with lots of lights and things. It's really, really gorgeous here in the winter time. But there's restaurants and shops and things all down this street. So this is looking back at the train station where we just came from. There's that fountain that's not turned on. And I've got a long way to go, so I'm going to go ahead and get on the next tram. Germany is one of the bigger department stores here, so we're still in the Bahnhofstrasse, but I'm going to make a turn here and go off the side street here. This is one of the fountains that is all around the city. This water is actually drinkable. I don't think the water in the basin here is drinkable, but I guess you could. Anyway. So this is another older part of town here. That clock in the distance is apparently the largest clock face in Switzerland. So that most of these places are apartments with stores on the first floor. For, Saturday afternoon and the weather's pretty good, so there's a lot of people out there. I mean, there's always some people here, but this is actually a little more crowded than normal. I've turned a couple of corners and I'm heading over to a little plaza where there's a church and things. Maybe somebody's coming out of the church here. It's like a wedding or something. So, I'm not going to the church. Instead, I'm going to go down this street a little bit farther. On one of my stays here, I stayed in this hotel. If you go up this way, there's a really good view of the city, almost to the top. So what it is, there's a sort of a park up here. See some swing sets over here, and people just kind of come up here and hang out. And if we walk toward this way, we're basically on a cliff. It looks down on the river. You can see all these people are looking out over the view. So there's the church with the two steeples. This is the Limmat River. Actually, one of the times I lived here, I stayed right here at this building, right over here. There's a building I stayed in that looked out over the river. And going back up the river, this is where we started. Actually, can't quite see where we started. Somewhere up there is the Marriott Hotel, way up the road here. Now behind this row of buildings is what's called Old Town, and then up on the hill over here behind it, even farther back, kind of like the university area. And so a lot of those buildings are associated with the university. And over that hill is the way to the airport. The airport's about 12 miles from here, something like that. And then as you go down this way, a little bit farther down, it's a little cloudy today. Normally, if there wasn't any clouds, you could actually see the Alps on the horizon. But the Lake Zurich is down this way. So we'll go down, we'll go across the street, I think. So I'm back down at the river, and again, where I was, and you can't really see it, it was up on the hill up there. This is a boat that you can take out. It has, it's real low cut so you can get underneath the bridges. You can take like tours on it. But in the summertime it's not air conditioned, so careful. It's hot. Now you can see where I was. It was up here on this mountain. That's that lookout area where I was filming before. And now I've come down across the river. So now I'm just below that church with the two steeples. That's the river out there. And you can always buy fruit and things along the street here, almost every day. Just coming up the steps toward the church. This is one of those times of day when all the church bells start ringing for about 15 minutes. Most of the sound's coming from this church over here. But there are others. And looking out this way, you begin to see the first part of the lake. You can actually see some sailboats out there. Just on the other side of that bridge is where Lake Zurich starts. This is where the Limmat River ends and the lake starts. This terrace restaurant is real good. In the summertime they eat outside here on the tables. You can see the umbrellas are down. I'm not sure if they're still eating outside at night or not. If you want to have Starbucks, there's that here too. So. And then we're almost to Bellevue. Bellevue is one of the major sort of hubs in the city. So, this is Berkeley Platz over here. And Uetliberg, the mountain that I showed earlier, is actually underneath these clouds. You can't even see Uetliberg today. And then down, this is the lake shore. There's always things going on down here in the summer. People are out just feeding the swans and ducks today, so there's not as much going on. Across the street over here there was a circus. There's a big vacant lot. There was a circus there most of the summer. That's now gone. And there's actually this fountain over here. It just runs all the time. I don't quite know the significance of it. One of the problems by just staying on the main roads and everything is you don't really see some of the things that look more like Switzerland, or what you might think Switzerland would look like. Mostly this just looks like a big city, and you know, it's just like any other lakeshore, I guess. So I'll take a walk back up through Niederdorf and some of the old towns so you can see what probably looks more like what people would call or think about as Switzerland. By the way, it was this area here where you could watch the fireworks on the 4th of July. It was really kind of like the whole lake out there was, lit up with fireworks. So we'll head back and go more toward Niederdorf and some of the old town. This, by the way, is one of the, it's like the opera house, the theater, the opera house. It's really nice architecture. I have to say I've never been inside, but it's probably because all the operas are in German. Or if they're not in German, they're in Italian or some other language I don't understand. Police have closed Limit K for this parade. Talking about Kurdistan. A store here with these little gnomes, and it's real hard to ship them back home, but they are real cute. And I think I'll come back here and see if I can get some more. This is the hotel that Melissa stayed at, called the Zach Rock Hotel, and it's right on this Niederdorf, which is nice, but it's like the cheapest hotel you can get in Zurich. So I'm approaching the end of Niederdorf. I'm working almost out to where the street is to my apartment. So that's the street I just came out of. That's called Niederdorf. And now I'm back at Central, at one of the tram stops. And my apartment is just up until so.